Hey everyone! This video will be super useful. Today we'll go over 10 main mistakes when doing gel nail extensions on tips. I'll tell you why lifting happens and why the tips fly off and don't last. And after this video, you'll be confident that your nail extensions on tips will be perfect. Let's not waste another second, beauties. Let's go! And let's start with the first mistake, which is of course improper material removal. For each coating, you need a properly prepared nail, whether it's extensions or just a regular covering. The same goes for tips. We need to remove the old coating down to the base. This can be done with either a cone-shaped bit or a file, whichever is convenient for you. However, the removal should be perfect so that the next material adheres evenly without any craters or bumps. Otherwise, the base under the tip will be unevenly distributed, leading to 100% lifting. The second mistake is a dirty money. Incomplete removal of the pterygium leads to lifting in any coating or extension. This issue is critical. So, it's essential to select the right bit for the type of cuticle. For soft and thin cuticles, use a bit with red marking, while for thick and rubbery cuticles or stubborn pterygium, opt for a bit with blue marking as the red one might not be sufficient. Before using the E-file, we gently push back the cuticle and file the nail with a 180 grit file. This helps lift the scales and remove a significant portion of the pterygium before working with the E-file. Another part of a dirty mani is not fully removing the dust. Use a micro brush or wrap a lint-free wipe soaked in a degreaser around an orange stick to really clean it off. The third mistake, incorrect backing or its absence. We need it in any case, and we make it with a flexible base. We apply the base to the nail with a thin rubbing layer and dry it. This protects the nail from overfiling and ensures good adhesion with the tip. If we apply the base only to the tip and immediately stick it onto a nail without a foundation, be prepared for lifting surprises. This applies not only to tip extensions, but also to all types of nail enhancements and strengthening procedures. First, we create a flexible foundation and then apply the hard material. The fourth mistake is not choosing the correct size tip or not matching the natural nail's arch. Pay close attention to ensure that the tip covers the growth points, because this is our stress edge. If the tip is taken in a size smaller, a step will form as the nail grows, and on this step lifting may occur, or even worse, cracks in stress areas, as the zone will not be covered. How to match the arch of the tip to the nail's arch. The tip is soft since it's a thin layer of gel, so you can compress or expand it as needed. If you notice that your nails have a more pronounced arch than the tip, choose a tip as one size larger and slightly twist it. Then you can easily install it. If the tip's arch is more pronounced than the natural nail, simply widen it as needed before installation. The fifth mistake is improper preparation of the tip. The tip also needs to be prepared because they come from the factory with a very glossy finish, and here we work with them just like with nails, lifting the scales. The tip should be scratched on the inner side with a bit so it will better adhere to the base, and then you won't detach it for anything. This is a very common mistake. Without proper preparation, the tip peels off from the base completely. The sixth mistake is installing the tip on hard gels. The tip will never hold well if installed on hard gel because gels are not acidic enough and lack sufficient adhesion, so they will not provide good adhesion. We install the tip on the base or on special material designed for tip installation. The seventh mistake that can lead to tip failure and lifting is using too much product and pressing too hard. We take enough base, but do not overdo it because the base will flow wherever there is space and merge with the sidewalls. It is enough to use a small drop to install the tip. Also, when installing, do not press too hard on the tip. If it is properly sized, everything will be fine, but excessive pressure can lead to overflows and steps both on the outside and inside, which will then need to be filed down. The eighth mistake is installing the tip too close to the cuticle. If using ultra thin tips that don't leave a ledge, it's fine. However, usually they come as standard, still needs to be filed down. Therefore, make a gap of approximately 1/3 of the nail to make it easier to work with the drill and prevent overfiling of the proximal fold skin. As for the side walls of the tip, here's a little tip. I filed the sides of the tip so that it's easier for me to reach the side walls to remove excess material. The ninth mistake, which can even be dangerous, is applying excessive pressure with the drill on the tip. To remove this ledge, it's important to choose the right drill bit, which could be a cone or barrel-shaped one. With such a drill bit, you can remove the step in 4 or 5 movements without applying excessive pressure. When pressing too hard with the drill bit, we risk making a groove, which is traumatic. Also, if you keep the drill bit in one spot for too long, making a groove becomes inevitable, and it's very painful. Work carefully and without applying excessive force. The 10th mistake is when we've finished extending the nails and are ready to cover the tip. Since tips are so thin, you must reinforce them with a hard gel. Polygel is ideal for this crucial step, and it's a mandatory step. If the tip isn't reinforced, the nail will be too soft and start to deform. The base won't strengthen a long nail in any way, even if it's hard. In this case, we only work with gel. Of course, I couldn't leave you without a bonus tip that will be very helpful. It's buffing the tip before reinforcing it. Here, we simply remove all the gloss, just like we do with the natural nail before applying the base. We do this with a 180 grit file, and then the gel will never chip from the tip. With this knowledge, you'll be satisfied with wearing your tips. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you'll come to love using tips for extensions after watching it. If you enjoy the content I create and want to support me, you can become a member of the channel's membership program. It will help me continue making useful videos for you. I'll say goodbye for now. Bye bye, beauties!